Hi, I'm Derek Boggs, Battalion Chief with the Leawood, Kansas Fire Department. Today I'm going to give you a quick walk around of our new Pierce Velocity puck pumper. We actually ordered 2 of them right now, and we've got a 3rd one. They're all going to be identical. So I'll show you some of the features we put on them and kind of some of the things that we learned through the process. Maybe help you out in the future when you're looking at building your own fire truck. So as you can see, we have the Velocity cab. This cab has been very good for us, so we've just continued to use it for all of our vehicles. So we have the Velocity cab, and one of the things that we've instituted in our department, keeping with industry standards, is cancer prevention. And so we've taken steps to incorporate the clean cab concept into our apparatus. So the couple of things we've done simply are we've just different seats that are easy to wipe down so they don't absorb those materials. Diamond plate, tread plating, so we can actually hose off and clean off, easily brush or clean off any materials that get into the cab. Obviously we can't keep 100% of cancer materials out of the cab, but we do everything we can to minimize that. With that, our air packs, while air packs are, once they're cleaned, we have them in the seats. We do have a spot designated for dirty air packs to return from the scene back to the station. The challenge with this is it takes up an entire compartment. So we've had to get creative on where we store a lot of our other tools. You'll see on the other side one of the solutions we came up with. Our pump panel is pretty standard with the exception of a warm water rinse decon system. This has a 25-gallon tank on the top up by the hose bed. It's a heated tank that allows us to decon on scene. We can run the tank heater both off 12 volt and 120 volt off the generator, and it has basically 2 garden hose connections. So we carry a short garden hose with just a traditional nozzle, and we're able to use that warm water to do a gross decon on scene, things like hose off our air packs and our bunker gear before we get back in the cab. And the tailboard on this engine is a new design for us from years past. And one thing we did to be both more ergonomical, efficient, and safe is we added a actual platform here to work off of when you're either deploying your hose, specifically your LDH for your hydrant, or when we reload. So we inset the middle of the compartment here to give you more space. This is actually a 12-inch bumper, and then you have another 8 inches inset here, so you have a 20-inch deep workspace, plenty to stand on, and that gets you a lower hose bed height to work from. Another change we made on the tailboard from the standard puck configuration is we added this compartment right here that carries a couple longer pike poles and our attic ladder. This compartment actually is built into the coffin box up top, that if this wasn't here, the coffin box ends right here. Previously, we've had that storage was actually located on this side in a hatch that was behind the access ladder up to the top of the hose bed. So we'd have to open the ladder and extend it down in order to get into those longer tools. So that was able to increase our efficiency. So as you saw, we lost some compartment space when we were to capture our dirty SCBA brackets. So we had to account for that on other areas of the truck. One of the things we're able to do with having the puck configuration, this whole side of the vehicle is full height, full depth compartments. So there is no ladder chute on the top half of these compartments. So we have the full depth, full height, which really allows us a lot of flexibility in the amount of tools we're able to capture in here. We also have 2 interesting things. We do have a generator still with the cord reel that's actually hidden up in the coffin box, but the cord reel comes out here, and they did a nice job with this oil dry chute. We have a oil dry hopper, again up in the coffin box, that's actually hidden in the bulkhead down here, and allows us to fill oil dry buckets below the compartment. Again, having that full height, full depth compartment, especially here, a lot of the other previous pumpers, we lost the top shelf here. So now we have more capability. This is actually going to store all of our EMS equipment. Our department's moving towards paramedic, ALS, first response. So we've, not only with carrying all the other equipment, we have more medical equipment to carry now. This compartment, we probably spent the most time engineering and figuring out how to make it the most functional for us. And one of the cool things we added this go around is a turntable for our hydraulic extrication equipment. So what it does is allows your spreaders, your cutters, and your ram to be on a turntable here and to swivel around and have easy access, lower height to get them off instead of just laying them flat, and it keeps them in better condition for us. Along with that, we designed a space. We carry a little giant style ladder, adjustable ladder, so we're able to capture that in this vertical space here. One of the things we found out, there's just a couple longer tools that on an engine body, it's harder to find that space for the longer tools. So we're able to custom design a space here to carry a ladder vertically in here as opposed to like laying it flat in a compartment. We also have a slide out tool board here. And one of the things we discovered today, now that we've also made a change to going back to the slab doors. Our previous engines had roll-up doors, which we really liked the design of the slab, but it also can present a challenge when you look at getting into tools from the side here. So this is one thing that we're going to have to address, but that'll be an easy workaround for us. So, and then as well, a pretty standard crosslay for us. We have two 200-foot 1 3/4 trays and then a 300-foot tray up top. We actually widened the crosslay space just a little bit, and that allowed us room to get a backboard compartment up there for a scoop stretcher, and we have two chutes for a New York style pike pole, one that comes off either side. Talking about functionality of this, when the firefighter comes off to deploy a line, we want to have as many tools in the same location for them as they can, so a firefighter doesn't have to go to 2 or 3 different compartments to do that first initial task on scene. Inside the officer seat here, we just made a few minor changes. One of the things for the style of mobile data terminal that we use, we lowered the glove box height here, so our MDT computer actually will mount in right there with the Knox box key. We also try to maximize our storage or our electronic layout, where our mobile radio will be mounted up high, and tried to keep as much stuff as we could off the doghouse, eliminate clutter, and that seems to be for us where things just get piled on. So we tried to designate specific places for each piece of equipment. We also incorporated the David Clark headsets. That's been a favorite of ours. They work really well for us. And a safety factor that we incorporated is we added on each cab door, both the front and the passenger, we added a LED directional light that turns on whenever the doors open. So when you're on roadway safety, or we do respond on an interstate highway, it's just an added level of safety. We decided to put it higher on the door too, just to increase that visibility level. And on the front bumper, one of the challenges, we had a bunch of stuff we wanted to pack into the front bumper, simple, things that you wouldn't think about that take up space, but air horns, electronic siren, a warning bell, a federal mechanical siren, and we have a tray that'll hold 100 feet of 1 3/4 fire hose, and this is what we use as our trash line or for small fires, car fires. But we're able to pack this into a bumper. We did not want the bumper to extend out and affect our turning radius with sight lines that are difficult for the driver to see. So another light that we've kind of made a symbol for the Leawood Fire Department is the roadway, and that is a very effective light, especially at catching driver's attention. It lights up and spins and is probably the most visible light we have, especially at nighttime. As far as scene lighting goes, all the way around we have LED scene lighting, and we added underneath the emergency light up there, we added a strip light that's forward facing. Obviously, that does an incredibly good job of lighting up the scene at night. All right, well that about wraps it up here. Hopefully some of these things give you a good idea, maybe help you when you're looking for building your next pier. So I'd like to thank Conrad, our local dealer. They're very helpful for us. Also, we have a very supporting governing body and citizens that afford us to have these nice fire apparatus, and we appreciate that very much.